Hello and welcome to Total Health with Dr. Nick. And if you're new to my channel, my purpose is very simple. That is to inspire, empower, and motivate you to live longer, healthier, and more abundant lives. And today's video is really all about curcumin or curcumin, however you like to pronounce it, and really its secrets to helping you lose weight. So this is one you definitely want to watch to the end. And hey, you know what? It's also part one of a three-part series. The next one's going to be about anti-aging, and then I'm also going to talk about disease prevention. So you want to make sure you watch all three, so keep an eye out. Anyway, this one's really all about curcumin and what it can do to help you lose weight. But more specifically is how to turn white fat brown, because brown fat's the better fat. It's more thermogenic. Did you know you had white and brown fat? Yes, you do. So anyway, this is going to show you how curcumin is really good at helping convert one to the other. So if you like what we're talking about, make sure you like, you share, you comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click that little bell notification so you get notified anytime I do a video. And if you like some information about our keto course or our cookbook, there's lots of great links down below in the description, so go ahead and check those out. So let's go ahead and get started on how curcumin can actually help you lose weight. Well, what's curcumin? Well, curcumin is part of turmeric. And turmeric, as you know, is very similar to ginger. It's indigenous to cultures of India and also to Southeast Asia. So this is something that's been around for many, many years, hundreds of years, if not maybe 1,000 or so years. And it's used in a lot of the cooking. So that taste that you see in curry, that's really where it's coming from. It's coming from turmeric. So as you can see here, this is really what it looks like, all ground up into a powder. This is where the root looks like, and it looks a lot like, of course, ginger. And then, of course, you can get it in capsule form in the form of supplements. So we're going to get into that towards the end. Turns out our bodies contain both kinds of fats. Now, as a child, when we're born, newborns contain about 95% of the brown fat, very thermogenic. But as time goes on and our poor diets and our poor lifestyles, we start to convert it and we start to switch that ratio to where we're a majority of white fat and a whole lot less brown fat. So, depending on our activity levels, environmental conditions, and what we do or do not eat, we have a particular ratio that will significantly affect our level of health as well as risk for disease. So once again, you want to have more of the brown fat than the white fat. Now, the brown fat that we have in adults tends to be in our neck and up in our clavicle area right here around our shoulders. And like I said, children have a lot of it because, once again, they don't have as poor lifestyles. They haven't had so many years of really wrecking their bodies to start to cause more of the white fat than the brown. Now, what does brown fat look like? Turns out brown fat is colored darkly because of the high density of iron-containing mitochondria. And as you know, mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cells. Many metabolic disorders come down to the mitochondria. So you're going to see from this video that the mitochondria are extremely, extremely important when it comes to all your body's activities. Brown fat cells, unlike white, are capable of converting significant quantities of dietary caloric energy into thermal energy or heat. And that's what you want. You want to be able to convert fat to heat, and in reality, we're just burning fat off. The metabolic role of brown fat cells completely is the opposite of the white fat, whose primary function is to store energy for future use. So this is the main reason why we want to make sure we have more brown to white, because of its thermogenic effect, and it's not really there for just storage like the white fat is. So like I said, the vast majority of fat found in most adults is white fat, and that's what leads to the obesity. Since abdominal obesity belly fat has been found to be a greater risk factor for heart attack than smoking, belly fat is a major concern. And like I said, this is mainly the white fat, which is the dangerous type of fat. So if we can start to convert this to a brown fat, you're going to be a whole lot better off. And in fact, there's even a fat in between. It's a beige fat, which also has some great benefits to it too. Now, according to the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry, researchers established for the first time that curcumin is capable of inducing browning of white fat cells called adipocytes through at least 4 different mechanisms. So research is showing that we have the ability to convert this, but it's going to take a certain lifestyle. It's going to take certain choices. Once again, these are things you can do on your own. Now, number one is actually your lifestyle, like I was saying. Epigenetics. Epigenetics is the choices you make, the foods you eat, the way you live, the way you think, your exercise, your sleep patterns. This is something we're doing a lot in our office, and we actually analyze patients, taking their DNA, sending it off to the lab, getting the results back, and then we're able to look at their DNA, look at their genetic SNPs, as we call it, single nucleotide polymorphisms, not that you need to know that, but their SNPs will tell us a lot about what their body composition is, how they sleep, what's a better eating pattern, what's maybe more fat they should take in, maybe more monounsaturated fats, maybe more polyunsaturated fats. Are they okay with saturated? How much protein? How much, like I said, sleep, supplementation? So knowing someone's genetics is a big factor. Why? Because epigenetics, this term they use now called nutrigenomics, this is the cutting edge of neuroscience, because the choices you make, the foods you eat, like I was saying, the way you live, the way you think, will actually determine whether your genes get turned on or off. So foods can determine how your genes are expressed. Through nutrigenomic or epigenetic modification, a nutrient like curcumin is capable of altering the expression of brown fat-specific genes from the outside in, resulting in significant changes in the structure and function of the cells involved. Think about this, guys. How does epigenetics work? Well, very simply, if I owned a factory that made sporting goods equipment, and I could make tennis rackets and baseballs and footballs and hockey sticks, all these different sporting goods equipment, and inside I had blueprints, okay, like genes, blueprints for every single one of those things. If I wanted to make hockey sticks, I had blueprints for it. If I wanted to make a baseball bat or ball or a tennis racket, I had blueprints for all these inside my factory. What's going to determine which genes I use or which blueprints I use? The orders that come in, right? So what's going to determine what I make, whether I make tennis rackets or 20,000 baseballs or 15,000 hockey sticks or whatever it may be, is the orders that come in. So that's the key thing. The important thing to realize is your environment determines the expression of your genes, and that's what we call epigenetic modification. Number two, mitochondrial biogenesis. Like I said in the beginning, this is going to be a big factor, because when you can make healthy and make a lot more mitochondria, you are a whole lot better off. Mitochondrial biogenesis can be stimulated with other natural substances and therapeutic modalities, and is an intervention that may be of benefit in age-associated loss of muscle, brain function, and enhanced athletic performance. We know this happens. As we get older, our athletic ability goes down. Our brain, many times if you're under a lot of stress, your brain can actually start to shrink, or if you're under a lot of pain. Research has shown that. And of course we know as time goes on, we start to lose muscle mass. But mitochondrial biogenesis can help stave that off. So by making sure you're taking in, like I said, the curcumin, we can help produce more mitochondria as a result of it. Number three, curcumin also helps with the process called lipolysis, which is fat burning, and it also helps inhibit lipogenesis, which is making new fat cells. A 2009 study at the Tufts University found that curcumin may actually suppress fat tissue growth. Now, that's what you want, right? You want more of this, more fat-burning process called lipolysis, a whole lot less new fat production called lipogenesis. And like I said, Tufts University did research on that, and they found that curcumin can actually stop the production of new fat tissue growth, and that's what you want. Number four, by increasing the activity of AMP-activated protein kinase, AMPK. AMPK is something of a cellular metabolic master switch that becomes activated in situations of energy consumption. AMPK functions to restore cellular ATP levels by modifying diverse metabolic and cellular pathways. So it turns out that this AMPK helps regulate cellular energy by regulating ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is really what your cells use as energy. It's the basic building block of energy for your cells is ATP. Now, obesity is a big factor. Why? Because obesity causes inflammation. Now, according to the European Journal of Nutrition, obesity leads to inflammation, which increases your risk of developing chronic diseases, including diabetes and heart disease. Curcumin, which is an antioxidant, suppresses the inflammatory messaging in fat, pancreatic, and muscle cells. This can help reduce high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, and other metabolic conditions. So this really comes from the fact that curcumin is an extreme anti-inflammatory agent. So by reducing inflammation, you reduce the risk of obesity, you reduce the risk of diabetes, cancer, heart disease, and all kinds of other metabolic diseases. Another benefit of curcumin is its ability to stimulate apoptosis, which is programmed cell death. So one of the things we want to make sure that cells do is they eventually die. I know it sounds terrible, but when you have damaged or worn out or bad cells, you don't want them renegade, you don't want them going rogue, you want to make sure that they die off. So this has the ability to actually stimulate and induce programmed cell death in white fat cells. This may contribute permanently to reducing the overall ability of the body to store unhealthy fat, according to the Journal of Molecular Medicine. So once again, like I said, old cells, damaged cells, unneeded or unwanted cells have to be done away with. Okay? It's not being mean, but they have to be done away with. Otherwise, they can cause problems down the road. So you want to make sure that you have this programmed cell death, and that's a big thing. So guys, I hope I was able to convince you to start using curcumin or turmeric in your diet. One of the things I do is I take this brand here. You can get any brand you like, but a lot of times you guys wonder what I use. This is Ancient Nutrition's brand. I'll put the link down below so you can go ahead and order this if you like off of Amazon, or you can find any brand you like. But definitely start including it. I promise you, you will reap the rewards, not only for making sure you turn that white fat into brown fat, but also too anti-aging, which we're going to be talking about coming up, and also too metabolic diseases like heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. So guys, hope you like the information. If you like this video, make sure you check out my other ones. You're going to love those too. This is Dr. Nick. I love and appreciate you. I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.